We have a brand new artist on the podcast today. It's his first ever interview. James, it's nice to sit down with you today and meet you today.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you as well.
And James, you said this is like your first ever like podcast interview, so it's really exciting. I hope you have a great time. And for those who are watching, James Whitehead is his name. And I'm going to let James introduce himself a little bit on the Christian Music Bro podcast.
My name is James Whitehead. I am a very new Christian artist. I'm not new to music. I've been producing music for probably like 8 years now, like 8, 9 years. But this is my first time actually being the person that's, uh, in front of the camera now. Usually I'm behind the scenes.
I feel that. Before I started this podcast, I was a little behind the scenes. I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, I want to do something different. So now I'm in front of the camera again after taking video classes in high school. But it's just nice to see another behind the scenes guy that's now in front of the camera.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it. Still getting used to really taking my own music seriously and putting it out there. And you know, it's 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 very it's different. That's all I can say. It's
It is different,
different.
and it takes time to adjust. It's a learning curve. Everything's a learning curve nowadays. So, but thank you for joining me today.
No, I appreciate it.
And for those who are watching this channel, remember to like, follow, and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of great things coming up. Like you get to meet a new artist today and James, and we're gonna learn a bit about James and his journey so far. So, for those who have not met you yet, James, can you tell us a little bit how you got started in your music industry? Like, talk a little bit like what made you. You said you were behind the scenes producing for like 8 years, and now you're an artist. Can you tell us what made you decide to make music as like an artist?
Well, I stopped playing basketball, and I really needed something. After college, I stopped playing basketball, and I needed something else to fulfill that void. So, started making beats, and I got really good at it. And then, I started producing for local artists. At the time, I was living in North Carolina when I started. So first started in North Carolina, then moved out to up to Jersey, where I am now, New Jersey, and producing for a lot of people in the South Jersey area. And recently, stopped really producing for other people, and now I'm putting my own music out. And it's just crazy. Like it's my first time really doing the music for real, and now I'm a Christian artist. It's just crazy how that happens.
You just released your first song. We just talked about like 2 weeks ago. At the time of recording this episode, I should say this episode will probably be up in the next week or so. So surprise everybody. But can you talk a little bit about that song? It was called Sticks and Stones. Can you tell us like what inspired you to write it? What was the writing process of that song? It was like your first song you ever wrote. Well, an artist, I should say.
So it's not the first song I ever wrote as an artist. It's not even the first song I ever wrote as a Christian artist. The first song I ever wrote as a Christian artist, the one that kind of like started everything. I haven't put it out yet. I really hold that song dear to my heart, but because it started everything. But Sticks and Stones came. Because I was a trap producer, trap and R&B producer, and I was like, man, God called me to make Christian music, and He's called me to make Christian music plenty of times. I just didn't listen. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start being obedient, and I'm like, do I have to make new beats? I was like, do I gotta make new beats? I was like, I don't know. So I was like, no, I don't think I have to make new beats. I think I can praise God on the trap beats I have. Sticks and Stones is just my version of praising God over what would I guess people would call a secular sounding beat, but it's not. I'm praising God the whole time and just telling, you know, my story of being pretty much being disobedient, to what God wanted me to do. And really I had to let go of the world and trust him, trust that, he's got it, you know.
I was researching you when Matt like told me about you. I went to play the song. I also went for your Instagram page, and it's really cool. You're doing a lot of creative reels. Can you tell us a little bit what your creative process is for the reels and like what you want to engage from that?
So even that, I'm new to just even that, it's really just me. So I used to have a manager when I was producing, but we kind of fell out. So now it's just me figuring everything out, and I just pray about it, pray that I'll figure it out. I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Um, I've been just trying to be as creative as possible with what I have. Just an iPhone and a tripod,
Perfect. Yeah.
and it seems to be working. A lot of people enjoy the song, and it's starting to find people. So I'm thankful for that.
Really exciting to hear. And for those who haven't listened to the song, I recommend checking it out. Check out James's Instagram page. I'll make sure to tag him and stuff later. You know the drill by now if you're new to, if you're returning to the channel. And check out his reels. Some of the reels are actually really engaging and really gathers an audience. And it's really cool to see those reels like be interactive. And I guess reels are now like a newer way to get music across. And I think it's a multi-platform thing. Like you can do reels. Well, TikTok is full. It's pretty much reels basically, or you call them TikToks, but they're the same thing basically. Instagram Shorts, YouTube Shorts, and I think like that's a future, and it's going to be more help discover more artists like James right here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you have any goals or dreams like you want to come out with like in the next year or two? Like, what's your goal? Like you want to gather with your music? Like,
Uh, you know, uh, Everybody's been asking me that, like, what's the goal? And I'm like, I don't know, because for the longest, I just wanted to be behind the scenes guy. I wanted to be the guy that supports the superstar. I wanted to be the one that supports the superstar, not actually be the superstar. But you know, this is what God called me to do. So really, I just want to, I feel like with my production and the way I write songs, and especially the way I write hooks, that I could really latch on to the youth in a very positive way. I remember I played Sticks and Stones for a couple kids, and they were like, "Wow, I didn't I didn't know Christian rap can sound like this." And I was like, "Yeah, it can sound like this." So they were surprised that it was actually a song praising God, and I was like, "Yeah, it is."
with that, like you said, like the younger audience, you showed that song. Do you have like any advice for like anyone that was in your shoes that were like I guess like a newer artist or like a younger audience that want to get involved in like the music industry or being in producing wise and everything? Do you have any advice for those people?
um, just do it. I mean, just do it. When you first start out, it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be far from perfect. You just gotta keep going. You're going to get better every day, no matter what you do. The more you do something, you're going to get better. And then eventually you're going to find your own way of doing things. And that's going to create your own sound. You know?
And every sound's unique. I feel like the Christian hip hop R&B stage is ever involving. It I think it's growing in the last 2 to 3 years. I would say like you have like a lot of artists emerge like Niles Minnick and all those like those people are just like the sky's the limit in that genre right now.
Yeah, I'm learning about the genre itself. Um, like the only artist I even knew was Forrest Frank. That was like it. That's all I knew. That's the only artist I do. But now I'm learning about so many other artists, and there's so many incredible Christian artists. It's like I'm like, wow, it's like a whole world that the world doesn't really know about yet.
Exactly. Do you have any musical influences in your journey? Like you said, you've been producing, and you're a newer artist. But do you have like any musical inspirations? Like that's like who motivated me to make my song, or this is whose beats I really enjoy and inspired me.
Um, so I mean, honestly, so I grew up with music in my family, like from both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side. Everybody can play an instrument, but me. I was the one that was outside playing sports, but everybody can play an instrument, and so me getting involved in music was not like it wasn't like surprising to anybody. I was like, oh yeah, we've all tried it before. um, and as far as influence, I was heavily influenced by early Kanye, early Kanye West. That's really it.
You're good. You played sports. What sports did you play? Just curious.
I played basketball in college at Methodist University for 3 years. Yeah. So, what else did I play? I played football in high school, played baseball in high school, but basketball, that's just the one I loved. So I chose to do that in college.
A favorite basketball team or player? I
Uh, I
know
don't
it's
have a
long.
favorite. I don't have a favorite team, but I would say my favorite player right now is Luca. I like Luca. It's just something about the way he plays. It's just so smooth. I don't know. It's just something about the way he plays. It's so smooth.
And it's fun because I just interviewed an artist named Jordan Mayer. He's a big basketball fan too, and we were talking about basketball for a little bit in the podcast. But it was fun because I was in actually Nashville when the Luca trade happened last year. Like all of a sudden, that like just exploded out of nowhere. I was in the middle of like an artist meeting, and then the Luca trade had come out of nowhere. So like, I was meeting a Christian artist, and all of a sudden Luca traded, and I was like, bro, Luca Doncic just got traded, and we got stuck in our meeting talking about that.
No, yeah, that trade was in. That was crazy. I couldn't believe that was real. I was like, no, there's no way.
Exactly. I was like, whoa, like out of nowhere. I just have a few extra minutes with you today. Is there anything you want to talk about? Like, do you have any words of wisdom or anything you want to share that's on your heart or anything?
Words of wisdom. I would say, just speaking from personal experience, it would be a lot easier, especially for me, had I been obedient to God the first 80 million times He told me what to do. Um, I feel like it would have been, especially because I have kids, and you know, a big reason why I wanted to do Christian rap was just because, like, I would produce songs or even write, because I would write songs too, and I wouldn't let my kids listen to them. And then God put it on my heart to like really sit me down and think about it. Well, why don't you want your kids listening to that? Well, because of the way it sounds. It's not really, it's nothing, anything positive in here that I would want them to repeat or do. So I was like, so then why are you making it? You should be proud. Like, I should be proud to show my kids a song, like, hey, this is what I did. But instead, you know, like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. I have to go into the car to mix a song because I don't want my kids to repeat what they hear. That's outrageous, you know. And that's really what, that was a big reason why I was like, yeah, yeah, you're right, God. I need to do it your way. Because, kids will repeat what they hear. And some of the things my kids say, I know where they got it from. you know? So, oh, and by the way, I'm sorry. I have 4 kids, um, 3 girls, 1 boy. So they were a big inspiration for me to want to do Christian rap.
And like I talked about this in an earlier episode today when I was filming an episode. We said family plays a big part of your community, and it's always great to have your family to support you whatever you do. And it's great to have like a big family connection, like you're making the songs, like you thought of your kids and everything.
Yeah. And now, now my daughter wants to write songs. She's learning the guitar, so now she wants to write songs, and I'm excited to be able to help her with that too. So that's awesome.
Awesome. And you could have learned it from like writing songs and everything. So
Yeah.
James, I want to thank you for joining me today. And everyone, recommend checking out James's music. He has a lot of good reels on Instagram if you want to follow his Instagram. Check out his song Sticks and Stone on Spotify. It's worth the listen. And James, thank you again for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's the first interview. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more. Thank you. You are officially my first interview. It's crazy.
And for those who are watching, remember to like and follow, subscribe to my channel. Make sure to like and follow, subscribe to James's channel. Follow him on Instagram. Follow him on TikTok. You can find them everywhere. And we'll hope to see you next time.